Yes, hello. Welcome to Jump Cuts. Today is Sunday, April 6th. I am your host and master of ceremony, Tanner Richard Kraft, and today I am joined by...
Sydney Russell.
Okay, you can go first.
That's me.
Someone has the initiative. What was that, Joe? Well, who are you?
Well, you just said my name, so now I don't need to say it, I guess.
Joseph Henry Vrenick, and he lives at 308 Negro Arroyo Lane.
I'm sorry, what?
Negro Arroyo Breaking Bad? You thought I said a different word, and you're a horrible person.
Am I, though? It came out of your mouth, though.
I said the correct word. I said the right thing. I don't like your attitude, bucko. Buster Brown, if you would.
Yeah.
All right, well, get on to the fucking news.
Well,
then.
yeah, there's a lot of news. It's been a month since the last episode. But we have a lot of fun and exciting news to talk about, which is why we're starting on a bummer note.
Yeah.
Because a couple days ago, Val Kilmer, best known for playing Batman and Jim Morrison, passed away at the age of 65. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
You guys want to stop the show and just watch Top Gun instead, actually?
Yeah.
Watch Top Gun Maverick and then, like, really start fucking
Oh my
crying.
God. I have not rewatched Top Gun Maverick since his death. His scene's probably going to make me sob now.
I have not seen it since the theater.
Me neither.
Same. That was, like, so essential to my dad. Like, he was, like, counting down the minutes till he got to see Top Gun Maverick. And I remember the Val Kilmer moments being the only moments I was really like, yeah, we're cooking with gas here. Rest in peace, legend.
Yeah. No, legend of the game. He was so good.
Yeah.
Something I really liked about Val Kilmer, I don't know if you guys saw that documentary of his from a few years ago. Some director made a documentary about him. And it was a fascinating insight to him and how he's like, he was really like, there's a lot of actors out there. They have different philosophies in regards to acting. Val Kilmer was truly like an artist, like an artist with his approach to acting, which I appreciate, obviously. And it sucks that he's gone. It sucks that like his disease took his voice away from him a lot, so we weren't able to get that many performances from him in these final years. And it sucks that he's gone. I gotta stop starting the show with death. I gotta stop. I don't know why I keep thinking this is a good idea. Hey guys, let's get exciting. So someone died. I gotta stop doing this to myself.
Hey, listen, the only way that we can really get excited is if Kevin Spacey somehow dies within the next, like, 24 hours. So next time, then we can start it off on a positive note and be like, Kevin Spacey died!
I don't remember what Comic-Con.
Yeah.
There's a Comic-Con somewhere in America. It might have been called Steel City Comic-Con. That just like announced that, guys, we got Kevin Spacey on our Comic-Con. And I'm like, no.
There was a con out in Austin that announced that Kevin Spacey was going to be at the con.
Maybe that was the con.
I'm just like, really? It was like Nostalgic Con or something.
That does not bode well.
No.
Societally. Like,
No,
at
it
all.
doesn't.
To me, that is an omen that this is just a thing that is allowed to happen again. Like, whenever he was back on YouTube and making his weird House of Cards type videos on YouTube, everyone was unanimously like, fuck this guy. And now he's just allowed to be back at conventions.
Yeah.
Where they're, like, presumably children and stuff. It's just...
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good. Big Mitch in the chat brought up that Val Kilmer and Heath Ledger had similar methods when it came to acting, and I agree. Heath Ledger also viewed it as a very sophisticated art form. It's a shame they're both gone. Now I'm gonna, you know what, guys? I'm just gonna go watch 10 Things I Hate About You. But
Okay.
No, I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna watch.
You gotta go.
No.
Both Batman actors.
If I were to stop the presses and watch any Heath Ledger movie at a moment's notice, it'd be A Knight's Tale. I fucking love A Knight's Tale so goddamn much.
That is very Tanner coded right there.
I love A Knight's Tale so much.
Knight's Tale's really fucking good.
It is so fun. I love that movie. And you know what else is gonna be a fun movie? And speaking of death, but coming back from the grave, Coyote versus Acme lives. Ketchup Entertainment has acquired global distribution rights. So we're gonna get
Ketchup Entertainment is someone made for that.
Yeah,
that's such a good name.
They just did the Looney Tunes movie, and of course, they also were co-producers on the Ferrari movie that I cannot stop bringing up because Ketchup Entertainment presents Michael Mann's Ferrari is an incredibly funny sentence.
The movie has a very like over the top and very funny death sequence. Speaking of death, and I walked out of that movie. I didn't finish it.
What movie?
Ferrari.
Oh, are you talking about when like the car like does a fucking flip?
Yes.
Do a barrel roll.
I didn't get to that part in the movie. I left because the people to my right kept fucking talking, and I was like, I'm not putting up with this.
I remember that.
It's also a busy holiday season, so it's going to be tougher to get some of these servers to actually deal with it. So I'm just gonna leave. I see these movies for free anyway. It's not like I'm losing money. I'm just losing
that's
time.
fair. Yeah. I'm happy that Ketchup Entertainment has acquired the rights to it. This news also comes with, there are rumors floating around that Warner Brothers might be shopping around their Batgirl movie too. And I bring that up because I have a theory that they've sold Coyote versus Acme, which is a movie that was in part written by James Gunn. Batgirl that they're shopping around is a DC movie. I think Warner Brothers or someone at Warner Brothers decided they didn't want any awkward questions on the Superman press circuit.
Yes. That's 100% why they're fucking doing this at this point.
If they actually sell Batgirl, I'll be convinced that's the case.
I never expected this movie to be seeing the light of day. So I feel like at this point, Stranger Things can absolutely happen. I just thought this was going to be buried forever. So I'm pretty interested to see what the final product is.
Same.
I think it's cool I think it's always cool to see something that, even if it's not always like good, it's like interesting to see something that's in like development and like distribution hell like finally get to be seen.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's always cool. Especially this one that, by all accounts, it seems to be like an actually pretty awesome movie from what I've heard. Obviously, our only real sources on that are people that worked on the movie. But, they're trustworthy. Hopefully it does better financially than the Looney Tunes movie just did. I'm hoping by the sheer virtue of having star power like John Cena and Will Forte will help this one more.
People still
but I
like
actually
John
also
Cena.
think that because of all of this, it being in litigation and being just the kibosh was put on it, I think that will help it in marketing overall, because I'd heard a lot more about how this wasn't going to be a movie than I ever heard about the Looney Tunes movie being released.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I have a feeling that people will be like, oh yeah, like that movie that I read about that wasn't going to be released is now being released. So interesting to see what that's going to be like.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, a Big Mitch in the chat brings up that The Day the Earth Blew Up has grown some leg through word of mouth. Yes, it has. It's making some money, just not a lot of money. And I do hope that the marketing around it all being like, oh, I didn't know that this was a movie and it got canceled, blah, blah, blah. I hope that helps push it. I also am kind of cognizant of the fact that was probably an internet thing. And who knows how much that's going to translate to like your mom and pop going to see Coyote versus Acme. I mean,
a movie that they are flocking to see, I'm sure.
Yeah. Your mother, your father. Yes, you audience member, your mother and father specifically. That live at 108 Negro Arroyo Lane, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Yes, you, Walter Hartwell White. I don't know what this is a dumb bit.
It's so good you had to do it twice.
Yep. I'm going to do it at least 3 more times because I'll forget I did it before every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is all exciting.
Yeah.
Do we have anything more to say about the exciting Coyote versus Acme lives?
No, I'm just happy that it fucking it's coming out, baby. We did it.
We
Now
did
let's
it,
get
Joe.
the Batgirl movie out.
We did. Oh,
We did it.
we did it. We did it, Joe.
Also, suck it, David Zaslav.
So Big Mitch in the chat is saying, first we mine, then we craft. Don't tell me that's a line in the movie. Is that a fucking line in the Minecraft movie? You're shitting me.
Tanner, I don't know. I saw it without sound.
Idiot.
I think I'm the only person here who has actually seen it. Yeah.
They said first we mine.
Yeah, and it was definitely one of the funniest experiences I've had theatrically because, like, people were just clapping, like, all throughout the movie. Like, I expected it for Chicken Jockey, but I didn't expect it for other things.
First we mine, then we craft.
Yeah,
That's so stupid. Let's Minecraft. Wait, hold on. Is the line first we mine, then we craft? Let's Minecraft. Is that
Minecraft?
You gotta be fucking kidding me!
Maybe I made the right choice. Maybe I made the right choice in watching that movie without sound.
Holy shit!
Well, I watched it with 9 other adults on a quintuple date.
You keep emphasizing the number of adults that are there. That, like, I remember when you first started, you're like, I'll be seeing it with 9 adults. And I was like, why do you keep emphasizing they're adults, Sydney? I'm starting to get weirded out. There's no children. There are no children.
Because it's a movie. This is a movie for babies. Every line is like, we are driving to the house where our mom is because she died 2 months ago and I am now taking care of you. And I was like, oh, okay, this is expecting good screenwriting from the Minecraft movie is kind of like losing chess to a dog.
Yeah, classic.
So I shouldn't have.
Oh, the losing chess to a dog thing. That reminds me. That actually reminds me. I've seen only a few things from the Minecraft movie. Now I've seen the first we mine and we craft. I heard that chicken jockey became a big thing. I only learned that because James the nerd texted me a chicken emoji and then a guy riding a horse emoji. And my response to that was cock horse, which was apparently incorrect. I guess I missed the whole chicken jockey thing. But the other thing I've seen is I keep seeing, like, people are drawing Yowie of Jack Black and Jason Momoa's character. I don't know what to make of that.
Well, yes.
They fuck? Do they fuck?
I would say.
Do they fuck in the PG movie?
I would.
This is their bodies.
I thought you were trying to demonstrate what sex was, and I was like, I don't think that's how it works.
I would 100% believe that they had a romantic involvement, because again, I saw this movie without sound, so I'm just watching this whole goddamn movie, occasionally making sure no one's on their phone, but I'm watching it. No sound, no context for anything. I would 100% believe that they are in a romantic relationship. Also, it is genuinely very fucking funny trying to figure out context for how all of these characters are related to each other. Because I'm just like, there's no
way. If you
way.
find that out, let me know.
Because I'm like, there's no way that Jason Momoa or Danielle Brooks is father to either one of these Wonder Bread ass kids. How are they related? Emma Myers is in a business suit with potatoes at one point. I have no context for any of this. Maybe it's for the best. It is, and that's how I watched the Minecraft movie. I'm in the booth. No sound. Occasionally, I'd have to go down and tell someone to get off their damn phone, but that was about it. That's how I watched the Minecraft movie. and the one time that I could actually hear something from the theater, it was when everyone was cheering for the chicken jockey. That was the one bit of sound that actually came through the soundproof windows.
Yeah, I've never experienced anything like that at the Alamo. Just because that's just not the type of movie going experience it's usually like. So, yeah, I wish I could tell you any detail about the movie, but I liken it to reading a book and like getting through an entire page and realizing that you didn't absorb like literally anything that you read
Yeah.
and having to start it back over again.
I tried
'Cause
reading.
I was just like, oh,
I tried reading a narrative book for the first time in a while last year. I usually read nonfiction, and I noticed that like I'd like read 5 pages, and then I'd get to a chapter break, and I was like, "Wait, what's happening?"
Yeah.
it was
Anyway.
like that because I was just like, oh yeah, I saw that happen, but I don't think I really paid attention enough
All right,
to
well,
understand
The
what actually
Minecraft
happened.
movie is making Goo Bucks dollars, so that's all that we need to know. They're gonna make 7 more of these things, and
Yeah.
chicken jockey. Okay, let's move on to a franchise that Joseph Rennick over here would love to see 7 more of, which is that we have the official trailer. And he bullied me into putting this news on here. We have the official trailer for Megan 2.0. Joe, how about you take the lead on this one? You're the Megan guy.
Yeah, I bullied you to have this on here because fuck the Lilo and Stitch trailer.
That's still on here, by the way. I didn't take
know,
that off.
And I'm already getting my thoughts on it. Fuck the Lilo and Stitch trailer. This is the only fucking trailer that matters. So yeah, no, I fucking loved the first Megan. Call it a guilty pleasure if you want. I like thoroughly enjoy that movie. And I want like 10 sequels to that movie. Like Megan is a very fun character. And that movie, it just kind of knew what it was and it just ran with it. And that's like, it didn't try to be anything else. And I genuinely appreciate when a movie just it knows the lane that it's in and it stays in that lane. And if it does anything better than that, then it's like a nice little treat. And I think Megan fits into that category. So that's where I stand on the original. So of course I'm fucking excited for the sequel. And based on the like trailer that we got for it, it looks like they are 100% leaning into the stupid. And I am 100% here for that. I am so fucking hyped for this movie. It looks so it's basically Terminator 2, but with Megan. It's AI dolls fighting each other. The villain doll in this movie, for a second I thought she was Elizabeth Olsen. It's not, apparently. Yeah, no, it looks like Elizabeth Olsen in some shots, Tanner. Don't fucking shake your head at me like that.
What do you think Elizabeth Olsen looks like?
I think Elizabeth Olsen looks like a person, and sometimes a robot.
You think Megan looks like a okay, well.
But this looks right up my alley. I've not really been looking forward to a lot of movies that came out this year. I haven't even seen a lot of movies because I just have zero interest in a lot of what's come out. But the two movies that I am 100% there for opening goddamn night, 28 years later, Megan 2.0. I am over the moon excited for both of these. Megan 2.0. If it somehow is like also a genuinely good movie to boot, then that's also great. I doubt it. But if it just like completely leans into the stupid and rolls with it, I'll be satisfied. I'm really hyped for this.
Yeah, I thought the first one was fun.
Me too. Yeah.
I too enjoyed Megan.
I think more than anything, to me, it's less about like, I mean, yeah, I liked Megan. I thought it was fun. I think more than anything, though, I like that this having a sequel. I like that a movie of this caliber is like getting sequels. I know like Blumhouse does a lot to like push this type of horror movie, but like, I don't know, like it's a little bit less gigantic budget than other films that usually get sequels, so it's like cool to see that they're doing like a campy little like horror movie, and there's a demand for that type of thing still.
Correct. I have nothing to say. Joe just stole everything.
I had a lot to say. I really like Megan, and if the sequel does well, I hope we get Megan 3.0, where Megan fights Chucky.
Megan with the 3. Megan 3.
Yes,
it already is. They already have a 3 as the E.
They fucked it up.
They already did that. That's what it is. They already did that. They can't do it again.
I would call it now. You don't.
Okay. Hold on. Okay, did I put this in the list? Did I put that in the list? Okay, hold on. We'll get to that. We'll get to that later. I have some thoughts about that. I have a lot of things to say about that. We'll get to that later. That's my Super Bowl, that piece of news. All right, who's ready to have the mood be brought down again? Or maybe brought up, depending on how you feel.
Okay.
So, this news dropped on April 1st, and it was so absurd that we all thought it was fake at first, which is that they're making a Once Upon a Time in Hollywood sequel, or spinoff or whatever, written by Tarantino, directed by David Fincher, and it's gonna be a Netflix movie. What? What the fuck? Why?
A lot to unpack.
Yeah, I have a lot of complicated feelings with this news. Who wants to go first, though?
Quentin Tarantino lives in Israel, man. What's up with that? That's
his wife is Israeli, right?
Much to think about. You should do the Seinfeld theme.
Yeah, because you just went, what's the deal with Tarantino living in Israel?
What's up with it, man? Okay, so I'm of two minds about this. On the one hand, I like David Fincher as a director. I like Tarantino as a writer. The prospect of Fincher doing a Tarantino script, just that, devoid of any other context, Fincher doing a Tarantino script seems very interesting to me. On the other hand, I don't really like Brad Pitt. I don't really think the movie needs a sequel. I like him as an actor. Okay, I should clarify. I do like him as an actor. As a person.
Yeah.
Twitch has terms of service. I can't get into it. I like him as an actor, but but on the other hand, a film like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood having a sequel that's fucking straight to streaming, hurts my soul.
Feels wrong.
Hurts my soul. That feels incorrect.
Yeah.
But more than anything, this is proving me more correct. I have always been of two minds about Tarantino and his whole stupid fucking I'm gonna make 10 movies rule, which was either he was gonna make a 10th one, later on change his mind and then make an 11th one, and then if it was good he was gonna keep going, and if it was bad he was gonna be like, see guys, I was right. Or he's never gonna fucking make that 10th movie. He's gonna keep writing scripts, handing them off to other directors, and he's never gonna fucking make it. And this is the first step in that part coming true. He's never gonna make that 10th movie because he's never gonna write a script he's okay with. He's never gonna have one that he's like, this is acceptable. He's never going to. He's too much of a fucking, he's gonna get inside his own head about it. The neurotic freak. I love him, but the neurotic freak.
He should have.
Did the movie critic get scrapped?
This is the movie critic, apparently.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Supposedly, this was gonna be the script for the movie critic.
Apparently, when he was writing the movie critic, he decided to include Cliff Booth, and then Cliff Booth became the main fucking character. Allegedly, actually, the movie critic referred to Cliff Booth. But this is what the movie critic turned into, and now David Fincher's directing it for Netflix. Also, apparently, Leo's in talks to return in a supporting role or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
I loved Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's my second favorite Quentin Tarantino movie.
It is also my second favorite Quentin Tarantino movie. I loved it. I don't.
First one's Jackie Brown.
Oh, fuck. Actually, I might like Jackie. Okay, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is my third favorite Quentin Tarantino movie.
I mean, and I like pretty much all of them. So it's hard. It's you know, but I read the novel version of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and there is a lot that is not in the film version.
It's a lot of Cliff in there, is what I've been told.
Like, yes, and I'm kind of just like, I think maybe we can let this go. Maybe, I mean, I guess if there's more story to be told, but I feel like it was a perfectly encapsulated piece. I'm confused what David Fincher is even doing here.
It sounds like he's doing it as a favor to Pitt. Brad, because the sequence of events, as told in the Deadline article, is that Tarantino wrote it. The movie critic became this Cliff Booth movie. He realized he didn't want a sequel to be his 10th movie. He's always going to find an excuse with every script he finished. He realized he didn't want it to be his 10th movie. But Pitt apparently loved the script so much that he's like, well, can I show it to people? And Tarantino was like, sure. And then Pitt had Fincher read it, and Fincher's like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. Like, again, devoid of context, Fincher doing Tarantino seems very interesting. Fincher is like one of the few like super big name, like newer directors, like directors that kind of started in the 90s that I know of that aren't also writing their own scripts. So I'm intrigued to see that contract. Because when was the last time Tarantino wrote something that someone else directed? Was it
1992?
Yeah, was that From Dusk Till Dawn?
Oh, wait, 97. Okay, I forgot he wrote.
Yeah, I know with From Dusk Till Dawn and for True Romance that happened. Yeah, but it's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been like over 2 decades.
So I just wish it wasn't, because the fact that it's Fincher makes me think it's probably going to be shot on digital.
And they made like a whole fucking hoopla about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood being shot on film. So for the sequel to be shot fucking digitally.
I'm not as much of a stickler about that as other people are, but in this case, I'm like, come on. What are we doing? Or maybe they'll shoot it on VistaVision, because that seems to be the new auteur move, is to shoot on VistaVision.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it would be like one thing if it was a completely like different Tarantino story, devoid of like any of his previous movies. If Fincher wanted to shoot it on digital, fine. Like that would have been okay. But like, because of the big stink that Tarantino made about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood being shot on film when that movie originally came out. Yeah, no, it feels wrong and I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe it'll be good. I don't know. Honestly, chances are Tarantino Fincher, it will probably be pretty solid. I
am willing to give it a chance.
I just don't imagine caring. It's so, why?
We didn't need it. We really did not need it.
Anyway, he's never making the 10th movie. He's either never making the 10th movie, or he's going to retroactively say, no, I changed my mind. Kill Bill was 2 movies. He's more likely to do that than actually make another feature at this point. Sorry, Joe.
No,
you're fine.
No Star Trek movie either.
I want him to. I think the single. You know what? What if he tries to get around it by doing the Star Trek movie, but then he's like, it's a TV movie. What if he tries to do that?
You know, here. I'll say this: we bring up the fucking Star Trek movie. I'm gonna bring this up, and I'm probably gonna be the only person that fucking says this. But then again, here's the fucking thing. That Section 31 movie that Paramount Plus released recently.
I heard it sucks.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit I've seen all fucking year. Maybe the worst Star Trek movie ever fucking made. Holy goddamn shit. It's awful. Poor Michelle Yeoh.
I think I heard it was supposed to be like a TV show, and then they scrapped filming halfway through and salvaged it into a movie.
Salvaged is, I wouldn't say that. Salvage, put some big fucking air quotes around that. Here's the thing. Like, if Tarantino's reviving a script that he tossed aside with David Fincher as a director, have someone else direct the fucking Star Trek movie. At least let
Here's
that
the thing.
See the
His
light
Star
of day.
Trek movie is apparently like a rated R affair, and I don't think who owns Star? Is that Paramount?
That is Paramount.
I don't think Paramount would be interested in a R-rated Star Trek movie unless Tarantino's like, well, I'll direct it.
Well, hold on. Let me look up the rating for the Section 31 movie.
There's no way in hell it's R, man.
It probably isn't. Okay, it's PG-13.
Yeah.
But then again, they've been dropping F-bombs on that goddamn stupid-ass Discovery show and just getting more and more violent. Why not just fucking, like, go for it and just make an R-rated
They
Star
won't.
Trek
I need you to get that out of your head right now. That's not happening.
I think if they did make it, you would have to have someone with the clout of Quentin Tarantino.
You know
It
what?
would be really hard to like get away with that with just like a workman director.
I'll allow it. I'll allow the R-rated Star Trek movie, but Robert Rodriguez has to direct it. Those are my terms.
Listen, maybe I did not finish Book of Boba Fett or not. I only watched 2 episodes, kind of stopped after that. But he did a really good job with one particular episode of The Mandalorian. I'm okay with this.
Don't bring up The Mandalorian. I'm in a good mood. Please don't do that.
I'm sorry, Tanner.
David Leitch rated our Star Trek. Sure. Why not?
Sure.
Let's move on to the trailer. The trailer out of our list that I'm the second most excited about. The Naked Gun. Here's what I found out the day the trailer came out. We had the Naked Gun trailer came out. I thought it was really funny. And when I was watching it, that's when I found out, oh, this is like a Lonely Islands thing. That changes everything. Because apparently it's a Lonely Islands thing. Lonely Islands is Naked Gun. I'm like, I'm in. Listen, it's the same guy that directed Pop Star, Never Stop, Never Stopping. Audience member watching this, please. If you have not seen Pop Star, Never Stop, Never Stop, please. You can stop watching us right now. You can turn off the live stream. Go watch Pop Star, Never Stop, Never Stopping. Please.
Pop Star's great, but let's not forget his masterpiece was and always will be Hot Rod.
Yeah, but I feel like Hot
It's Akiva, right?
Yeah.
It is Akiva.
The Lonely Islands. Yeah, I used to be really, really, really into them. Like I had all their albums. But I did not know about the Naked Gun. It's kind of a blind spot for me, so I'm kind of interested from an outside perspective to see what that entails.
The trailer made me laugh. First off, the gag where they revealed that all the characters in this movie are the child of a character from the previous movies, and they have a whole room dedicated to all the fathers so that they can go and cry in. That was a great gag. But the even greater gag is when they cut to the O.J. Simpson character, and the guy just turns to the camera and goes, no.
Well, here's the even funnier gag that it makes me as like who thinks the Naked Gun, the first Naked Gun movie, may be the funniest movie ever made. The funniest gag in that whole thing is it's Liam Neeson. He's at the photo of Leslie Nielsen, and he's like, "Hey, Daddy, it's me." The part about that makes me laugh is that like not only is Liam Neeson Leslie Nielsen's son, but it's very funny that Leslie Nielsen and Priscilla Presley gave birth to an Irishman. Like, none of them are Irish whatsoever. There's not an ounce of Irish in their blood. And then here's fucking Liam Neeson with his Irish accent, like, it's me, Daddy.
Also, Liam Neeson, Leslie Nielsen. I'm half convinced Liam Neeson was cast because of that.
Yeah. There was a point in time, like 10 years ago, that they announced that this was going to happen, that they were going to reboot The Naked Gun. I remember this very vividly, and I was like, no, don't do this. And at the time, and he had signed on for it, but then shit happened. I don't know what happened, and it got canceled. But Ed Helms was originally supposed to star in this. No, I agree.
I like Ed Helms, but no.
Ed Helms is not a leading man.
Ed Helms is like, he's the guy that gets cucked in a comedy movie. That's what he's good at. Ed Helms, yes. If you're watching this, why? But also no offense.
And he is.
He is. Matter of fact, he's in Joseph Reddick's apartment. Ed Helms, come on in.
Get up, Ed Helms.
Ed Helms. Um,
Fucking Ed Helms.
I'm excited for this. The trailer made me laugh a lot. I'm a sucker for when a little schoolgirl turns into a grown man. That's a good bit. I like that bit.
That's a sentence you said.
Listen.
The Lilo and Stitch trailer.
No,
Yeah,
we're getting to that later. We have other bullshit to get through.
Whatever the next piece of news is.
You know what? I think we said all we wanted to say about the Naked Gun.
Yeah, I'll give it a chance. I don't exactly have high hopes for it, but given the people involved, and just like the couple of bits that made me laugh, yeah, I'll give it a
Seth
shot.
MacFarlane's producing it too, and if this is anywhere as good as the Ted TV show, which is perhaps the funniest thing ever created, if you guys need to watch the Ted TV show. I was banging this drum last year hard. I'm gonna bang it again. I'm so excited for season 2. When does it come out? I'm so excited.
Too bad that they got him.
What do you mean they got him?
He's a good guy too. Used to
Fuck
share
this,
Dunkin'
Johnny.
Roots.
All right, let's move on to some good news. You guys were both at my Oscars party, and I think we all agreed that Conan O'Brien did a pretty goddamn good job of hosting the Oscars. Yes, there's your trophy for getting the second most questions right.
I had to.
It's a good thing because Conan O'Brien will be back next year for the Oscars on March 15th, 2026.
Okay, cool. Moving on.
That's fair. I just want to say really quick, I'm excited about this because this was the first Oscar ceremony in a while where I don't think they made any jokes about how, these movies suck. So
yeah, it's like Conan O'Brien seems to actually like movies and also likes the movies that are there and doesn't want to shit on their moment. So cool. Yeah. And also Conan is just a very funny guy. So that's fine.
I do like that Conan, sir.
And also, unlike his other TV show host who hosted the Oscar Companion, Jimmy Kimmel, he doesn't go on 16 political rants during his hosting gig. We get it. You don't like him. You didn't vote for him. Move on. I didn't come here to see this.
Yeah. Yeah, Conan O'Brien's a good host. Right, Sydney? I feel like you haven't said anything.
No, absolutely. I do remember the times of the Oscars where there was, and I kind of liked that. But if I was going to choose a host, it's Conan O'Brien. I like that guy. I'm really so allergic to stand-up comedy. I can't do it in any capacity.
Oh.
And so when I watch the host be funny and do crowd work and stuff, even that's pushing it because I get I'm like, oh, okay. I hope the joke lands. I'm nervous. I hope it's not embarrassing. And so I can't be yay, I love every host of that. But I think this was this year's Oscars are pretty good. He made a joke that really Carla Sofia Gascon's Twitter behavior that got me good. So more of that.
That joke was so funny.
Shitting on the work of people.
That joke was so funny, and then they cut to her in the crowd. Because when he first made that joke, I went, "Oh, I guess she's not there." And then immediately they cut to her.
Oh no!
Oh no! Yeah. Okay. Moving on. I don't even think we're halfway through yet. I'm so sorry, guys. Moving on. Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. Ladies and gentlemen, we finally have a fucking release date for it, and we have some first looks. The Spider-Verse movie is going to come out in June of 2027, which is sooner than the Batman Part 2. Just putting that out there. Anyway, will the Batman Part 2 ever come out? Who knows? But we're finally getting the Beyond the Spider-Verse movie. And Big Mitch is in the chat saying that the best Conan O'Brien joke was this Kendrick Lamar joke. I agree because that came out of nowhere. Yeah, Beyond the Spider-Verse, it's finally getting a release date. Boy, aren't we excited.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I I liked the first two a lot. I would even say that I loved them. For some reason, I can't find it in myself at this moment in time to be that excited about it. But when I see it, I'll be like, "Oh, that was really."
Yeah, that's fair.
I think what hurts excitement for me right now is that it's just so goddamn far away.
Yeah, it is far away. I can't believe that they tried to fucking tell us that the next one was going to come out in March of 2024 when that first one came out. Well, they were fucking lying to us. I'll never forget like day 3 of opening weekend for that movie, reading Haley Steinfeld said, "Yeah, I haven't recorded my dialogue yet," and me going, what does that mean, Haley?
Oh no.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah, I will need to revisit the second one.
Same.
I got to see that one twice in theaters in IMAX. Oh boy, that was fun.
I got to see that movie twice in the same day, opening day.
Me watching Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah.
I'll never forget walking.
I saw Joker twice in the same day.
I'm so sorry to hear that. That's way less cool than our stories. That sucks, actually. That sounds unfortunate.
What movie?
Joker.
Yeah, it was not by choice.
Oh.
Here's a true story. I walked out of Avengers Infinity
Not by choice.
War.
I had 2 separate people who wanted.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
My condolences.
Avengers Infinity. I walked out of Avengers Infinity War the first time, immediately saw this man, Joseph Vrenick, and he told me, "I have wonderful person news." And I'm like, great, this movie's about to fuck you up.
Yeah, because I got engaged the day of the Infinity War premiere.
I saw that
like literally like
Oh my god.
5 minutes before I was about to get in my car and drive to the theater, I proposed to my ex-fiance. And yeah.
Wow.
That was how I went into Avengers Infinity War. And I'll also put this on the record. Because I've mentioned that I've soured on that movie. I think I most recently mentioned it in the the Furious 7 podcast. No, because it's not because I proposed to my ex-fiance that I've soured on Infinity War.
I didn't think anyone was going to think that.
In fact, if anything, that has like the least amount of that's like the last reason as to why I've soured on Infinity War. It has nothing to do with it.
It's funny you bring that up. That reminds me of how so I said earlier how Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's one of my favorite Tarantino movies. That is in spite of the fact that I watched that movie and then my ex-fiance left me 3 hours later.
Yeah.
And I still love that movie. That's how good it is.
It took some coaxing, but you got there.
Well, it took me like 2 years to watch it again. I would try and then I'd be like, it's the movie's fault. She's really too. I have a funny story related to that I cannot tell on the air. But Beyond the Spider-Verse finally coming out. I'm excited. Let's move on to
Jimmy
our next.
Moore didn't get it canceled.
It didn't get oh my god. Haley Steinfeld is gonna have to talk to that man again. I feel bad. Live and learn, yada yada. Let's move on from one piece of Marvel news that is flirting versus a piece of Marvel news that feels more like harassment, like those flirting versus harassment memes, which is that guys, I don't know if you saw this.
HR,
yeah, HR. Marvel had a live stream that was a bunch of fucking chairs for 5 goddamn hours that I watched at work. So I'm part of the problem. But they announced the cast, or a lot of the cast, of the next Avengers movie, Doomsday. A lot of the expected names are there. And then a lot of unexpected names are there, like all the old X-Men from 20 years ago are there. And also Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum, but as a different character.
Robert Downey Jr., Dr. Doom. I'm still on the Marvel train. For some reason, I don't know.
I am so fucking off of it.
I think these movies would have to kill someone for me to fall off at this point.
They might kill Ian McKellen. Let's be real, because he has to act. Tanner, he has to act in front of a green screen again. He's gonna fucking kill himself.
Listen. not the victim blame, but he could have said no. I'm sure Marvel backed the Brinks truck up to him, though. They backed the Brinks truck up to him.
Yeah. I think he can probably fan himself with his like
hundreds of thousands of dollars, like, millions of dollars. Yeah. This is gonna be the most expensive movie ever made on cast alone.
He's got grandkids.
Man, I wish that I was on the train. I used to be. I saw Endgame, and then I was like, okay.
It's a logical jumping off point. I don't blame you.
Oh wow. I was like, oh wow, that's
I maybe did think that. I liked Infinity War, but Endgame was a little bit more questionable. But I did watch the Sam Raimi
Doctor Strange
movie, and I liked that a lot. And I watched WandaVision, and I watched the other Spider-Man movie,
No Way Home.
That has been...
Yeah, the only other thing I recommend you check out is...
pretty much it.
You should check out Guardians 3 if you haven't yet. That one's good.
Yeah, that one like genuinely just kind of stands on its own. Like,
yeah,
it has, like you could just watch like the 3 Guardians movies, maybe Infinity War and Endgame.
Well, the second one is better than the...
the second one is easily the best.
I like 3 more than 2, but I do like 2 more than 1 for the Guardians movies, which is so funny because I remember when Guardians 2 came out, everyone was like, wow, what a letdown. And I was like, I don't know. I feel like this one kind of balances its tone better. I don't understand.
I genuinely felt alone in saying that not only is this fucking great, like it's the best Guardians movie.
I don't know.
Maybe the best Marvel movie.
It took me a little bit. Actually, to be fair, it took me like maybe a week to come around to Guardians 2 when I saw it. Because my immediate impact of watching Guardians 2 is that I got into a fight with my friend in the parking lot after seeing it. I don't remember what it was about. This is a true story. I pushed him and then I started crying. I don't even remember what it was about. I just remember that. I was 19. It was probably something stupid.
Such memories attached. Such memories attached.
Well, like for movies, movies to me are like are built within the context that I saw them in. I can't remove it from that context. We exist in the context of which that came before. Do you think you just fell from a coconut tree?
Out of a coconut tree? Yeah.
Anarcho-coconutist coming this year. Maybe we're working on it. I don't know. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna say the thing about Doomsday and Secret Wars that I've been saying for a while now. I don't think they're gonna be good movies. I also don't think these Marvel things are movies anymore. When I like watched Deadpool and Wolverine and recognized, yes, this shouldn't work. Why am I crying? I realized that I don't know what these are anymore. They're theme park rides. Martin Scorsese was right, but fuck do I love these theme park rides. I fucking love these theme park rides. Doomsday and Secret Wars, I don't expect them to be very good. But if Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine like talk to each other, my brain's gonna stop working and I'm gonna give it 5 stars. I'm aware of my limitations as a person.
I'll give it 1 star solely for that alone. It happened, but that's probably gonna be the only star that movie gets.
Like what?
I am so fucking out of Marvel.
There will be a part of me that is still a child that will see that and go, yay! So I
think I'm just done with superhero movies in general. Jesus Christ.
Boo! The best one ever's coming out. Madam Web 2.
Oh boy. I will say this though. I didn't watch the live stream, but I watched like the shortened like cast announcement trailer when it came out because I was just like, fine, whatever. It's here. Let's find out. I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, no, I knew all these people were going to be in it except for like the X-Men people. That whole trailer felt like the opening of Spaceballs, where it's just a ship and it just keeps going and going and going.
I'll give it this.
And I'm just like, great Spaceballs homage. I'm not seeing this.
Everyone was shitting on it, and for rightful reasons. It was stupid, but at the same time, it's the most I've seen people talk about Marvel in a while. So Kudos to whoever in their marketing department came up with that.
Yeah, not even people talked about Captain America.
That is also a trick you can only pull off once.
Yeah,
Nobody can ever do that again. That is only going to work the one time. Yeah, I don't know. James Marsden, my beloved, is going to be in this. So, I mean, my father, James Marsden, will be in Avengers Doomsday.
I saw him at the airport once.
Did you kiss him?
No.
Oh.
I was in line to get on my plane. And he had to go pick up his sunglasses.
Oh. Wait, was this the one where like the airport PA system said James Marsden, and you went, huh, that's funny, and then you saw him like running?
Yes.
You were like, that's funny, there's another guy named James Marsden, and then it was actually James Marsden.
And then I got fucking stuck in Charlotte for like an entire goddamn day.
Wait, that was the same day?
It was the same day. It was the absolute worst like day I've ever had in an airport ever. And then I had to go to that same fucking airport. It was where my layover was when I went to Florida like 2 months back now at this point. I had to go to that same fucking airport, and then delays started to happen again. And I'm just like, God fucking damn it, it's happening again.
What have you heard on the PA?
Charlotte.
James Marsden, you'd be like, no! Okay.
Yeah, no, if he was in that airport, I probably would have had like serious PTSD.
PTSD has the letters PT. Paul Thomas Anderson, one battle after another, official trailer dropped.
Nice.
I'm the Segway King, they say.
Sure you are.
I know where you live. So Paul Thomas Anderson, he's making a new movie, his first since Licorice Pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's first since Licorice Pizza. He's finally working with Leonardo DiCaprio. He shot it on VistaVision. For some reason, I still don't know why. I guess because he wanted to. It's his first contemporary movie in a very long time. And it appears to be about domestic terrorism. My favorite subject. Twitch, that's a joke. Twitch, that's a joke. Twitch, that's a joke. What do we think, gamers? What do we think?
Your favorite movie, How to Blow Up a Pipeline.
No!
So I'll let you go first.
I don't. Unfortunately, I'm such a Debbie Downer this video, but I don't.
We all are. Don't discourage.
Don't roll me into this. I'm a Debbie.
Not.
I take uppers.
They're the next logical step.
I'm not particularly excited. I'm not excited for
Yeah,
this
neither
movie.
am I.
There's really nothing here that is appealing to me, and that's coming from a PTA head. But that is solely based on the trailers alone. It could be incredible. It's just, I look at it and I'm like, oh, yeah, like
I might see it.
cool.
It looks like Paul Thomas Anderson trying to do the Coen brothers, but I'd rather see the Coen brothers do the Coen brothers.
But they killed the Coen brothers.
Oh, fuck. Well, fuck.
I killed the Coen brothers. I Fargoed them.
Put them in a wood chipper?
No, I Fargoed season 2. I did. I'm sorry. When I meant that, I only killed one of the Coen brothers. I killed the one that made Hamlet. Or no, that wasn't Hamlet. What was it? It was
the tragedy of Macbeth.
Listen. Denzel could probably play Hamlet. Leave me alone.
He probably could.
Very versatile man.
I like the trailer because domestic terrorists. If Austin Zwiebelman was on here, he'd be like, when I saw him watch this trailer at work, and I swear to God, he started levitating. Leonardo DiCaprio said "Viva la Revolution," and I think Austin did a fist bump in solidarity with the screen. I don't know. There's a pregnant lady shooting a gun. What more do you want?
More than
The
that.
movies are so back.
Movies are back. That's my favorite Marvel character. Pregnant lady with a gun.
Pregnant lady with a gun will return for Avengers Doomsday.
I would much rather have old lady with machine gun from Goldfinger.
But she needs to be pregnant.
No, she doesn't.
Pregnant. Pregante. Am I Gregnart?
Are you pregnant?
Am I Progo? Have you guys seen that video where the guy where it's a bunch?
Yeah, that's what I was referencing.
I'll make sure we're all on the same page. It's the funniest video ever. I say that about every video.
Pregante.
Pregante. Oh, Pregante. No, we needs to get to the abortion.
What the fuck are you on?
I think I need to stop. Stop.
Yes, you do.
Welcome to Jump Cuts. I'm sorry.
Starbucks, they're everywhere.
Stop. Don't get me on that.
God.
Shut the fuck up. Speaking of shutting the fuck up, Hollywood has sure made Neil Blomkamp shut the fuck up. Because he made bad movies. I heard Gran Turismo was okay, but he's making another movie, guys. He's making a Starship Troopers movie. This is gonna suck.
Great. I can't wait for it to be canceled in a week. Much like his RoboCop
Everything
movie.
Neil Blomkamp touches gets canceled in a week. No, I can't imagine Neil Blomkamp doing Starship Troopers only because, like, well, on the other hand,
listen, he tried the social commentary in sci-fi twice after District 9. He can't fucking do it. It's like lightning in a bottle. He can't do it again.
I liked Elysium.
Elysium was fine, but
What about Chappie?
no.
That's
No Chappie heads?
No.
I like watching clips of it. I don't like watching the movie, but I like watching the clips out of context.
I will say, though, it is genuinely funny watching Chappie beat the shit out of Hugh Jackman screaming, "No more violence!" And he's just like throwing him through like office walls and like beating him with like desks.
You know, speaking of Neil Blomkamp, I want them to re-release Gran Turismo into theaters so I can watch the trailer where he goes, "I've raced this track 1,000 times again." I miss seeing that trailer in theaters. It was like comfort food.
Hey, dude, that's when I was just a runner at the Alamo Draft House. That music, it pumps you right the fuck up. You had that playing that would pump you the fuck up. You had the Dead Reckoning Part 1 trailer that also had music that pumps you right the fuck up. Hell, the Indiana Jones movie, the last one that came out. Hearing the Indiana Jones theme as you're running food to people and you do it successfully, yeah, no, you feel like a fucking badass. Yeah, bring exciting trailers back. I miss exciting trailers. Unfortunately, we have to talk about a very unexciting trailer later. That's fucking Lilo and Stitch.
I'm about to skip it at this point if you guys keep complaining.
Hey, don't loop me into this.
I'm not a part of this.
I'm excited for it.
Are you?
Not. I'm also going to complain about
I was about to say, what?
No, I'm not
That
excited.
I was so shocked for a second. Sydney Russell comes out as ardent Disney live-action remake defender.
That is slander right there. That is not true.
I'm gonna buy a T-shirt that has your face on it that says live-action Disney remake enjoyer.
And then that's libel.
Libel. It's written down as libel.
Hey, I resent that.
That's libel. And I resent that.
I mean,
what's the next piece of news, Tanner?
Did Sydney say anything about Starship Troopers?
Oh yeah, did you?
I don't have thoughts. They say if you have nothing nice to say.
I put that in there because I was like,
nice to say, don't say anything at all.
I put that in there because like, surely I'll have something interesting to say. And then I'm looking at it and I'm like, why would anyone care about this?
Look, I'll say something nice about Neil Blomkamp. He's a guy that I want to see make a huge fucking comeback and make a great movie again. Because you know what District 9 is? A really good fucking movie. I wish he would do that again.
I thought he became an AI guy. Didn't he become an AI guy?
I don't think. No, he made a horror movie based off of an AI.
Oh. Well,
But no, he's not an AI. He doesn't support AI from what I know.
well, the next piece of news might have been generated by AI, because we talked earlier about how Beyond the Spider-Verse is coming out in 2027. Well, earlier that year, in March of 2027, we are finally getting from Sony Pictures and Nintendo the live-action Legend of Zelda movie starring Chris Pratt. Just kidding, I made that last part up.
I was like, whoa, I missed that. Who is he playing? Ganondorf?
Link. No, Chris Pratt. Hey, guys, I'm Link. It's me. I'm a Link. He's just doing his Mario voice again.
Oh my god. Well,
Let-
I'm tentatively excited as someone who has played a lot of Twilight Princess. I'm like, yeah, I think this could be fun, but also I don't have like that much of a specific connection to it. Like I'm not like a purist in any way. I'm not like they better do this XYZ thing. I'm like, it could be fun.
Yeah, it's
Gonna
fun.
make a killing financially, I think.
Probably. It's funny you bring up the purist thing, only because the big thing I'm hearing from purists right now, and every time they bring this up, I have to tell them, like, that's not happening, is they're like, Link better not talk. I'm sorry, the main character of the major Hollywood blockbuster is going to say things. It's best you just learn to accept that now.
Yeah.
I would be really shocked. I would be really shocked if they committed to him not talking.
That would be so cool. Don't get me wrong.
they-
I would love that, but that's
If they
not
commit to
happening.
it- if they commit to it, that is just 1 star right there, like already out the gate.
That's like a great decision, honestly. But I do not think they'll do that.
They're not.
I have some optimism about the movie.
I can't imagine them doing it.
I'm a big Zelda guy. I like Zelda. I'm not super connected, just like you were saying, Cindy, but I played Majora's Mask is one of my all-time favorite video games. So I'm pumped for a Zelda movie. I remember watching that IGN April Fool's trailer from like 15 years ago now, where they made like a fake live-action Zelda trailer and it looked awesome. And I was like, when is this coming out? And my dad would be like, son, it's a joke. And I was like, no. And then I had an autistic meltdown because I was 10.
Aw.
That's a true story. I was upset. And the director of this movie, his name is Wes Ball, I want to say. And his most recent, well, you might know him because he had a movie come out last year, Joe. It was called Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. He directed the most recent Apes movie. He also directed at least the first Maze Runner movie. He might have directed all of them. But honestly, between those two things, I think he's actually probably a good fit for a Zelda movie.
So Tanner, what you're telling me is the movie is not only going to look very green, but also very gray.
Yeah, but like in a way that works. Kingdom of the Planet Apes looked really good.
Okay.
I think it'll work. Also, I like the look of the Maze Runner movies. I know it has that generic dystopian mid-2010s vibe, but like, I don't know, it kind of worked for the Maze Runner.
I'm going to be real. I don't remember anything.
It's better than, what's the one that like the last one got turned into a TV movie then
Divergent.
canceled? Yeah, thank you.
Divergent.
It's better than Divergent.
True.
Better than,
what was fucking, the Theo James character? Is his name like 4 or something? It's like a number.
Wait, hold on. What is that movie?
7.
Remember that I Am Number 4? Or is that what you're talking about?
No,
that was another one of those
Divergent.
dystopia movies. Do you think I remember anything from Divergent? Why are you asking me this?
It was a fucking meme. Okay, yeah, no, his nickname was 4. I had to pull it up.
Didn't know we had a fucking Divergent super fan in the chat over here.
Yeah. The only thing I remember is
I'm
from
such
the
a
memes
fucking
of
super
Shane
fan. I had
Woodley
to
yelling.
fucking letterbox it, asshole.
Letterbox D's.
Sorry, Sydney, you were saying.
No, I was saying the only thing I really remember from the Divergent movies is from the meme of Shailene Woodley, like yelling, or she's like, ah, when she's jumping. Do you know?
Yeah.
You guys know that apparently Shailene Woodley's like a crazy person now? She's like a crystal lady. Do you guys know this?
Same.
You're just now
She's
finding
really
this
good.
out.
She's really good in Big Little Lies.
Island. I think she's a good actress. Maybe they'll let her be in things again. I don't know. Just don't talk about the crystal lady stuff.
She's good in Big Little Lies.
Don't talk about vaccinations. Remember, she's anti-vax.
Oh yeah, God.
Mhm.
Her. So as a sports person, but as a sports person, my most recent contact with Shailene Woodley was the news that Aaron Rodgers and Shailene Woodley are dating. And then right after that, Aaron Rodgers' brain melted, and I have no choice but to correlate the events.
Yeah.
Like before that, Aaron Rodgers was like a normal person. After he dated Shailene Woodley, they're not even together anymore. But after he dated Shailene Woodley, he was like, "Yeah, Joe Rogan, man, you ever done DMT?" He like talked about like, I want to do acid on the field, and I was like, I don't think you can say that out loud.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that, Aaron. What are you doing?
What are we doing, Aaron? I love
Come on, Aaron.
Mr. Rogers.
I'm remembering an old bite like 1 year ago. There was a TikTok. It was a fake Xbox game called Shailene Woodley 2010. It's like, yeah, you can make your boyfriend Aaron Rodgers wear funny outfits. Oh my God, my Shailene just went Woodley mode. Wait, what does that mean? Why am I getting negative points? Can we play something else? Yeah, I got Kyle Chandler too. Wait, what?
remember when Shailene Woodley was going to be Mary Jane in the Amazing Spider-Man movies, and then they cut her out of the movie?
I do remember this. Yes,
I do remember that.
I hope one day those deleted scenes leak online, because every deleted scene for the Amazing Spider-Man 2 is the funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The Amazing Spider-Man is a Marvel character. Marvel is owned by Disney. And baby, are we getting another Disney live action remake? Yes, we are. We're getting a Lilo and Stitch remake. Looks like shit. Can't wait to see it in theaters because the rest of my family will want to see it.
There was literally only fucking one way I would have supported that movie. And it's if they brought Ving Rhames back to play Cobra Bubbles in live action. Because it's also coming out the same fucking weekend as Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. We could have had a fun Barbenheimer, not to that extreme-esque day where we got to celebrate one of our most beloved character actors and our favorite like side character in these Mission Impossible movies. But fucking no. So I don't fucking care anymore. It looks like shit. I don't care. Get it out of here.
The one thing I have,
all of my coworkers are excited for it, and I feel bad for them.
I have one nice thing to say about the movie, which is that I think, considering for years I was convinced it couldn't be done, I think they've done a pretty impressive job making Stitch's design translate into live action without looking horrifying. I was convinced that was impossible, and they pulled it off. So well done on that front. Otherwise, it just looks bad. It just looks not good.
Yeah. Stitch looks cute. That's the only thing I can say.
Literally, again, I'm impressed they managed to make him look cute. I didn't think his design would work in live action.
Yeah, I never pictured him to have. I guess he's kind of fuzzy, but I never pictured it as a kid watching it that would look like in a real setting, but it works. I don't know what I was picturing, but I'm not excited for it. You couldn't pay me to see it, unfortunately.
Yeah. Also, I don't think the alien's not gonna cross dress in this one. So automatic docking of points.
Yeah, I can see this movie for free if I want to, and I don't even think it's gonna be worth that.
I mean, I imagine here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna say it looks like
I haven't even seen Mickey 17 or Death of a Unicorn yet, and I can see both of those movies for free right now.
You can skip Death of a Unicorn.
What makes you fucking think that I'm gonna fucking see Lilo and Stitch for free?
You can skip Death of a Unicorn. I mean, it's fine, Joe. I don't think you'd like it that much.
I did not want to see that based on trailers, but
actually, you know what? Here's what I'll tell you about Death of the Unicorn. Have you guys seen the menu?
Oh no!
You've seen Death of a Unicorn.
Oh no!
I say that as both praise and not as much praise. Did you not like the menu, Joe?
No, I fucking loved the menu.
Oh, okay.
That was like in my top 5 the year it came out.
No, I really like the menu too, but it's just like a shittier version of we're doing a critique on the rich that the menu was. I don't know. I laughed a lot. They cast Paul Rudd as a hateable, loathsome human being, which was kind of interesting considering it's Paul Rudd.
Well, I was about to say, it's Paul Rudd.
Well, but his character, you're supposed to hate his character.
Yeah, exactly.
But they cast Paul. Do you not like Paul Rudd?
No, I like Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd is just a very easy actor to like pick on. He's like you. He's like you, Tanner. It's just very fun and easy to pick on.
That is the nicest thing you've ever said about me.
Whoa.
Saying I'm like Paul Rudd. I don't care in what regard. That is the nicest thing you have ever fucking said to me. All right. Forget Lilo and Stitch. Fuck it all. The biggest movie news of the past month. Baby, I'm about to hit you with it. Here we fucking go. All right. So like 10 years ago, there was a movie called Now You See Me, right? It was a decent little movie about magicians doing card shit, right? And it made some money. So they made a sequel. And these fucking idiots, these morons, these wastes of space, decided to call the movie Now You See Me Too, when it should have been called Now You Don't. Why did they call it Now You See Me Too? It pissed me off. I'm still mad about it. Anyway, the second movie did okay financially, but nothing ever really came of it. Until now. A couple years ago, they announced they were going to make a third Now You See Me movie called Now You See Me 3. Further pissing me off, but whatever. I already lost this battle, I guess. Well, at CinemaCon this weekend, they made two big announcements. One is that Now You See Me 4 is in the works. Who gives a shit? But two is that Now You See Me 3 is going to be called Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Fucking finally! Finally! Fucking finally! You guys any thoughts on this or
No?
I liked the movie. I like both of them, but I agree that they dropped the ball. It should have been the second one that was Now You Don't.
I watched the second one in theaters, and I remember at the end of that movie being like, so these guys are actually wizards, right? How are they doing this shit?
I had the opportunity to see the second one in theaters, but it was on Father's Day. I passed on that day, and from all accounts from my siblings, my dad acted like a humongous prick to everyone. So I am glad that I avoided that. And that was maybe only a couple weeks after I realized, yeah, no, I'm in a very abusive situation here. I need to get the fuck out of here. Anyway, now that I'm done trauma dumping, yeah, I don't care about the Now You See Me movies, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Second one was directed by John M. Chu. There you go. Everyone's favorite director, John M. Chu. Cindy immediately started frowning. That's so fucking funny.
That's the Wicked guy, right?
That is the Wicked guy. Or as I know him, he's the Crazy Rich Asians guy, a movie I fucking adore. I do love them Crazy Rich Asians, sir.
He did In the Heights.
Yeah, I also love In the Heights.
He did In the Heights, too.
He did do In the Heights.
And fuck it, you know what? I know it's not cool to say. I also love Wicked. Sue me.
I liked
Is
Wicked.
that not cool to say?
I really liked it. The backlighting thing didn't bother me as much as I thought it was going to based off of the trailers. Also, seeing it in 3D was crazy.
A movie that could have been even better.
I agree. Seeing a Wicked in 3D was crazy though, because it like fixes the backlighting problems. It's like they shot it for 3D on purpose. It's interesting. If you have a 3D television, I need you to illegally download a 3D copy of Wicked because they don't sell 3D Blu-rays in this country anymore. Yeah, I don't know. What was this new story? Now You See Me? Yeah, they're finally making Now You See Me 3, and they fixed the title. Fucking finally. I feel like I can die happy, honestly. God, okay, true story. Speaking of dying, on set this weekend, we were filming when there was a lot of rain, and we had an open garage door, and it was storming, right? So I stepped outside as a bit when like most of the storm had passed, and I was like, God, strike me down, and immediately heard thunder, and I went, I'm going back inside. I was kidding, God. You don't gotta hit me.
Fighter.
That's what it felt like. It felt like God was like, try me, bitch. I was like, no, I don't want to try you.
Now I'm not much for blaspheming, but that last one made me laugh.
And live.
Okay.
And live.
And I got it. That took me to say, and live. SpongeBob, I get it.
And live.
I get it. That's good. A flying ice cream truck. And live. And
Please, no dropping flying ice cream trucks on the beach.
Speaking of SpongeBob starts with the letters SP.
Oh, dear God.
You know what else starts with the letters SP? Spider-Man, which is fitting considering they call me the king of segues. We have the title of the next Spider-Man movie, which is Spider-Man Brand New Day. Allow me to comic lore dump for a moment. The worst thing to ever happen in the history of Spider-Man comics was an event called Spider-Man One More Day. To sum it up in short, Aunt May, a decrepit old woman that is like 172 years old, was dying. So Spider-Man literally went to hell to strike a deal with the devil in which he would sell his marriage to the devil in order to bring back Aunt May. This is because Marvel editorial decided they didn't want Peter and MJ to be a couple because they're cowards that refuse to let the character grow up because they're afraid if he becomes even a tiny bit less relatable that nobody will buy comics anymore. The thing that followed One More Day was a run of comics that was colloquially called Brand New Day. Those comics also sucked. So I think it's really interesting that Sony is getting on the right foot by saying, yep, we're naming the next movie off of those comics you hate. Much to think about.
Well, but then again, what No Way Home was
the home theme.
Let's say No Way Home was basically like One More Day, but done good.
Correctly. So maybe they'll do Brand New Day correctly. I don't know. Does this mean the next two Spider-Man movies after this are going to have the word day in the title?
I don't know. Maybe.
No more home.
Yeah. Because he's homeless. That's what.
No more. He has an apartment.
Yeah, a very nice apartment, by the way. I know they tried to make it look like a shit bag. That thing was huge.
Yeah, he's not making that.
Yeah, in New York City.
Yeah, that's I'm sure that was amazing. I've seen some real shit bag apartments in New York City. I don't know. I know a lot of people that have fallen off the Marvel train are still kind of on the Spider-Man train, but just the Spider-Man train. I'm never gonna not see a Spider-Man movie. So.
I think I'm on that train as well. I'll probably see it. I don't know how invested I'll be. I just love Spider-Man that much.
Same. I'm never going to not watch a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, it's... Mm-hmm.
I watched Craven in theaters. I'm never not going to watch a Spider-Man movie.
Weirdly enough, that was the one that I skipped.
I wanted to blow my brains out after watching Craven. It was just so goddamn boring.
I saw Venom 3 and Madam Web, but I skipped on
because don't get me wrong, Madam Web is probably a worse movie than Craven, but it is a much more entertaining movie than Craven. The thing about Madam Web that's incredible. The thing about Madam Web that's awesome is that every time Dakota Johnson makes an acting choice, you go, fascinating.
But I don't have a neurological disorder.
I just love the plot of that movie. I'm going to kidnap these girls and drive a taxi into the woods. What could go wrong?
Yeah.
I'm on the hunt from the the NYPD's hunting me down and it's after 9/11. I'll just get on an international flight real quick. Greatest movie ever made, perhaps. They made Adam Scott Uncle Ben. Peter Parker was born in the movie. What the fuck?
Adam Scott playing Uncle Ben, though, is weirdly the best part of that movie.
Honestly, yeah, Adam Scott Uncle Ben is kind of like a goes hard casting decision.
Like, actually pretty good casting choice, and he's actually really good at the role.
Yeah. When are they making Madam Web 2? Directed by Sidney Russell. When's it happening, Sydney?
Her web connects us all.
It's going to be confusing if Sydney Sweeney comes back.
Right,
it's in pre-production. I knew it. Yeah. I knew it. I knew Sony would hire you.
It's in pre-production.
After I wrote them that recommendation letter.
I can't talk about it too much.
I wrote that. I love that idea. Writing a recommendation letter to a studio. Please hire my friend Sydney. Love, Tanner.
Well, thank you. Thank you, because they decided to go with me without telling me. So
yeah. I'm just wow. I didn't know that. You're just telling me now for the first time.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know that was happening.
Okay.
Yeah, well, thanks. Yeah. Madam Web 2 coming your way.
And Madam Web 2 will also star Dakota Johnson, of course. And speaking of Dakota Johnson, we have another new trailer that came out for Materialists, directed by Celine Song, who directed Past Lives. I watched this trailer. This is my shit. I live for this shit.
I forgot to watch this trailer.
Okay, Joe, let me sum it up for you. Have you seen Hitch? Have you seen Hitch, Joe? The Will Smith movie? What if Hitch was a woman?
Okay.
That's kind of in part the plot of the movie. And then she has to pick between the schlub, and a rich guy, and they're both really hot.
It's Pedro Pascal and Chris Evans.
It's Chris Evans and Pedro Pascal.
I bring this up because we got the poster for it at work.
I'm so in. I loved Past Lives. This looks like fun. Whatever happened to fun?
Yeah. It looks like a good time. I'm intrigued.
I'm excited.
I always feel like there's always an elusive third in these Celine Song, Justin Kuritsky's, I don't know how to say his name.
The potion seller guy.
In that household.
I need to rewatch the potion seller video and figure out if there was also allusions to love triangles.
Challengers, Past Lives, and Materialists. So
like I don't remember when I said this. I want to see the movie from the guy that's getting cucked in this relationship's perspective. I want to see his movie. I want to see his perspective on all this.
Let's make a Rashomon style movie where it's just about getting cuckolded. But like there's like the third perspective of like, this is how it happened from my perspective.
This is how it happened. This is how I got cocked.
This is how it happened according to me.
Fucking freeze frame. Baba O'Reilly by The Who starts playing. Yep. That's my wife getting railed by another man. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation. I don't think I could say that on Twitch, but nobody's watching, so I don't think it matters. Joe, you didn't watch the trailer, so I guess you don't have anything to say.
No. I might see it. I thought Past Lives was fine.
I loved Past Lives.
I like Dakota Johnson. I like Pedro Pascal. I like Chris Evans. I'll probably see it for them alone.
Pedro Pascal, call me. I want you. I'm just saying, guys, what if that works?
He's watching.
Hey, Tanner, I just got a text from Pedro Pascal. He says, please stop referring to me. The restraining order says you can't even say my name.
That's the third time this month. It's only April 6th. All right. Let's move on to another piece of news.
Okay.
They're making John Wick 5. Sure. 2 thumbs down from City. I'm kind of on that. I don't know. The only thing that makes me go, oh, well, maybe is that Chad Stileski's still directing it. So
here's the only way that you could sell me on John 5 that Chad Stahelski directing it. John Wick 5, John Wick in hell.
Yeah, I do like, that's a thing that a lot of people have been saying, which is
Oh.
just John Wick fighting his way out of hell. That'd be a fun way to go. Like, imagine if he brings back the villains from the last 4 movies and he has to like fight them all at once. That'd be kind of cool.
It's the one movie that gets super supernatural, and it's the only movie that does it. And the rest of these goddamn, like, if they want to make spin-offs of them, they just play it like the goofy, like, gritty action movies that they were. But John Wick 5 is the only one that's allowed to be like supernatural in any capacity.
That I haven't heard anyone say that. I like that because I don't know how they're going to retcon
Yeah, like, he fucking died.
the 4th movie.
He spoilers for John Wick 4, he fucking died pretty definitively. He faked his death. That kind of ruins John Wick 4.
It does.
Yeah.
It's like the whole fucking week that he spent. Because remember, all those movies.
Yeah, these movies take place over the course of like a week. I forget about that.
Yeah, these movies take place over the course of the week. That entire week fucking meant nothing if he still lived.
Just another day at the office, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Like,
another day in Wicklow.
Stileski still being involved makes me go, mayhaps. But like, I don't fucking.
I mean, I'll probably see the ballerina too, but
That's coming out in like a month. What the fuck? They are not marketing that very
I
well.
haven't heard much about
They
that.
aren't.
Well, Ana de Armas is in it, and yeah, go watch
that's all
it.
I know about it. I've not even seen the trailer.
It's Lance Reddick's last role, I think, because they filmed a part with him before he died.
Yeah.
Wow.
R.I.P.
It's been a minute then since they started making this movie, I guess, because he died a while
He died
ago,
like
right?
like
couple
a
years
day
ago.
before John Wick Chapter 4 came out, which
Yeah.
made his
Oh, okay.
character's
I thought it
death
was
in that
before
movie
that.
like, oh, okay, that's kind of interesting. Weird coincidence. Don't like that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's sad. Lance Reddick, what a talented guy.
Yeah,
I thought he died a lot more
it's sad.
in the past than
I thought it was 20 years ago, says Sydney.
I thought it was like 20 years ago.
Yeah, I thought Lance Reddick was always dead. I don't.
I thought he was born dead.
Wait, hold on. John Wick Chapter 5, Born Dead. We got him. Write that down. Okay. We're going to get into the piece of movie news that unironically, this is the thing I'm most excited about. This is the movie I want to see the fucking most this year. I wanted to beat your lie. I want to watch this movie right now, which is that attached to the Minecraft movie, but it released online because it leaked online. There is a 5-minute preview for the new Superman movie. I cried.
I still haven't seen it.
Ecstatic.
I'm so fucking... Dude, they're gonna... James Gunn is making a Superman movie. Why am I more excited than you, Joe?
You know, that's a damn good question. I'm kind of concerned for myself.
Make it sound like you need to be institutionalized when you put it like that.
I might, because it's a James Gunn movie, and I'm just like, yeah, I'll probably see it. I don't know
I'm surprised.
I don't know what's wrong with me. And it's like, I'm even questioning if Super is my all-time favorite movie. I've been questioning that for like a while now. Like,
Wow.
I don't know what's wrong. I might actually need to check myself in and be like, am I okay? I don't know if I'm okay or not. I'm questioning if I want to see a James Gunn movie.
You're gonna watch the Superman movie
Well,
for another reason.
I will
I'm dragging you
say-
to it.
Well, I can see it for free. I'm probably going to see it anyways, and it looks good, so I will probably see it anyways.
Sorry, Cindy, what were you saying?
I was gonna say, I will say, I think it looks really good. I'm
Yes!
excited.
Yes!
The
It looks so
whiplash
good!
that I got from seeing that The whiplash I got from seeing that 5-minute teaser before the Minecraft movie. I literally was like, I was with my partner and I was like, oh my God, movies are so back. This looks amazing. We were like, this looks so good. Holy shit. I can't wait. And then we like the Minecraft movie started. And I was like, oh, art is dead actually.
Art
it's so
is
over.
dead.
Like I just kept like throughout watching Minecraft, I just kept remembering the Superman teaser and I was like, oh, well, at least I have that to look forward to.
Yeah. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. This is a true story. The day the Superman trailer came out, Tim had rented out a theater at the Alamo to watch Sonic 4 at. And when the Superman trailer played before the movie, I told everyone, shut up. And then Joe offered me, Tanner, since I'm a projectionist, I can play the trailer again when the movie ends. And I said, you can? And then I made him do that so I could watch the Superman trailer on the big screen again.
I literally started the private event. Like I did it by hand.
Yeah, I know. I so love that first trailer made me start crying. I think I talked about this on Jump Cuts, but there's a specific part when this kid in what looks like some war-torn country puts up a single flag with a war-torn flag with the Superman logo on, and he just starts going, Superman. I'm going to start crying right now. Fuck. I have a lot of thoughts about Superman. I'm trying to contain it because I want to save it for the inevitable podcast. Mostly because I'm trying not to hitch my horse on this, but I'm hitching my fucking horse on this. If the Superman movie is bad, I will kill myself live on stream.
You heard it here.
No,
I'm gonna do the butter. I'm gonna eat myself. I'm gonna feed myself to death like the movie Butter. If I don't like the Superman movie, I'm gonna eat brownies till I die. Fuck it, I'm gonna make it interesting. I'm gonna eat pot brownies till I die.
Oh, Jesus. Well, at least it'll make it less painful.
Or I'll just take a really long nap. Whoa.
I have told that story to so many goddamn people.
Oh, my brownie story?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, no, I had a friend once. He thought like these brownies in his kitchen were like just regular ass brownies. And he ate the whole goddamn thing.
I didn't eat the whole thing. I only ate like 10 pot brownies, and then I took a really long. This is a true story. This is how my memory goes. I'm on my computer desk doing something. I blink. I wake up. 10 hours have passed. I'm in my bed, and I'm really sweaty. That's the sequence of events in my mind. This happened to me in high school. Basically, what happened is I asked my friend to bake me some.
In college.
No, this happened in high school. This happened to me in high school. I asked my friend to bake me some brownies. And he did, and I asked for normal brownies, but another friend at the same time asked for pot brownies, and he mislabeled the batches. So I ate 8 brownies that I think had like 50 milligrams of pop in it. That was my first time consuming cannabis, by the way. I just took a nap. That's all that happened. I just fell asleep.
I'm glad you didn't like freak out. That could be really scary.
I could imagine. I was 17. I would have been so scared. But instead, I like I said, my memory goes, I'm on the computer, and then I wake up, it's 3 a.m. I'm like, whoa, where am I? Like, it felt instant to me. It was very funny. Okay. Superman, the movies are back, baby. And, okay. We have one more piece of news for you guys. And it's for these two people mostly. Sam Mendes has announced. So there's this thing that came out about maybe a year ago now that they announced they were going to be making Beatles movies, but they weren't going to make just a Beatles movie. They were going to make a movie for every Beatle. And they've now announced that, well, first off, we've seen the 4 of them together for the first time. And secondly, they've announced that all 4 Beatles movies are going to come out in April of 2028. I'll be 30. Fuck. We're getting old, guys. I don't know why Sydney looks more worried about me being 30 than I am. Sydney's like, my sense of reality relies on Tanner being in his 20s.
I gauge my own age based on how old Tanner is at any given moment. So
well, if Tanner's 27, I'm 26.
You guys are panicking now. Yeah. I'm literally not even a year away from 30. Cry me a fucking river.
What was that, almost 30?
Fuck you.
All right, you guys are the Beatles guys. I mean, I like the Beatles a lot, but you two, like, you have both said you could talk about the Beatles for hours. Give the audience your takes on the Beatles movies.
You want to go first?
I hope they all win Oscars just to piss off my my boss. So funny story. This happened recently. I came into work early. I was working a running shift because they had scheduled me, and I was just there early because I was like, I just don't want to be at home right now. I kind of want to just get out. And I think I wanted to try and catch a movie, but then realized I couldn't. Because we were playing movies earlier that day. But I go up to our desk, which our little desk area up in the booth, which Mark has called Graceland. Mark is a diehard Elvis fan. He loves Elvis. He has decorated the office with Elvis stuff. He loves Elvis. Austin Butler sits right behind me in a poster every day at work.
I thought you meant like the man.
Yes, Austin Butler watches me work every day, and he does the Elvis voice because Mark won't let him do anything else.
Well, I don't think he knows how to not do the Elvis voice at this point.
Yeah, I don't think he does. Anyways,
even as Spade Roth, he was doing that.
So, I know that was so funny watching Dune Part 2 being like, I hear it.
And then he turns into Scooby-Doo for a second. What do we do? What do we do?
I love that so much. I love that icon. What do we do?
Anyways,
I also love that gif of him kissing his uncle and then he just stares into the camera.
Anyways, so I come into work and then I hear the song "Don't Let Me Down" playing on his speaker, and it's like I look at him and I just like have the biggest dumb grin on my face. I haven't even said hello to him yet, and he looks up and he's like, "Oh, hey, dude," and then I just go,
Started orgasming.
And then he's like, okay, fine. I like some of their songs. Like, he finally came out and admitted that.
Good for him. I'm so proud of him for coming out of the closet.
He came out of the Beatles closet.
The Beatles closet is where they locked me up in juvie.
Anyways, the Beatles movies. I'm 100% down to see them. I have no idea what the fuck they're even really going to be like or even about necessarily. I have no idea what liberties they're going to take. I have no idea what facts are going to be in these movies. I don't even know how they're going to fucking do it. But I'm going to be there for all of them open. In fact, I'm taking that day off of work just so that I can go to work and watch all 4 of them on the same goddamn day. I'm coming in early before...
I intend to do that too.
Like, I'm coming in early before we open to watch one of them. And then whenever the next showing for the second one is, going to that. And just basically so on and so forth. I am watching all 4 of those goddamn movies on the same goddamn day because the Beatles, they're not necessarily my favorite group anymore. They used to be when I was in like middle and high school, but they will forever be one of like the like top 5 like most influential music groups on like my taste in music and just life in general. The Beatles fucking changed my life. I love the Beatles to death. I will 100% see these movies regardless if they look good or not. And the casting, Barry Keoghan is the best cast so far. I'm almost 100% certain they cast Paul Mescal because his name is Paul.
You're stealing that joke from me.
I know I am, but fuck you.
All right.
I think the guy who's playing John Lennon has a lot like a lot of a lot to prove to me, because I've never seen anything with him, and he doesn't necessarily really look like John Lennon, so he's got a lot of work to
Have
do.
you seen the Iron Claw?
Oh, he's in the
Have you
Iron
seen
Claw?
that? Yeah, he's one of the brothers.
Oh my god,
He's in the bathroom.
I forgot he was one of the brothers.
Okay, so now he has less work to do. Okay, cool.
I actually feel like the most confident in him, but maybe it's because John is not necessarily my bias, so to speak, as if we're treating this in K-pop terms. But I also
What?
think that the one that's going to be the hardest to prove, like in K-pop groups when like your favorite member is your bias. Like John is not my bias.
Do I
He's
look
my
like a
least bias.
K-pop
He's my
person
unbiased.
to you?
Yes.
All right,
I'm not
fair.
a K-pop person.
Listen,
I'm not a K-popper. I just know the things.
I listen to
I
pop
know
punk.
things.
Leave me alone.
Who is this Lisa bitch? And why is she singing?
I did not say
Living
the
Like
B
Pie?
word. I just saw her name and I said they're literally making people up. And then Sydney, God bless your soul, got very defensive over Lisa. She was like, "No, she's good, I swear."
No, it was Ray. It was Ray.
Oh,
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
really know anything about Lisa. She's part of
Yeah,
Blackpink.
that's where I was like, okay, now you're just making people.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
Ray
Listen,
is talented. I don't know a whole lot.
what the fuck was that James Bond sequence? That was so out of nowhere. It was like I was just watching the Oscars and all of a sudden Margaret Qualley was like, "I fucking the camera." I was like, how the fuck did we get here? I'm sorry, Sam. What are you saying about the
it was
Beatles?
interesting. Yeah, I was gonna say the I'm not particularly happy with any of these casting choices, but I'm not necessarily that angry with them either. Except Joseph Quinn as George Harrison. I fundamentally disagree with that. I think that it's just misguided. I don't think anyone needs to look exactly like the person they're playing, but I feel like I kind of understand Paul Mescal. He's got the pretty like eyes and the pretty face, and so did Paul McCartney, and like I get it. And Barry Keoghan, I do get that. Like I get it. It's just with Joseph Quinn, I don't know if I have a preconceived notion because I watched Stranger Things and I know that he's Eddie or what, but I think George Harrison is already such an enigmatic person that is just very hard to capture the essence of, so to speak. And I feel like he has his work cut out for him with playing this role. He doesn't have this like.
Sorry.
What are you saying?
Well,
No,
I was gonna make a joke, but you're actually doing something serious. You finish.
I'm doing something serious here. No, I'm just kidding. No, I just I just like I don't know. I'm not necessarily like I wanted this, but what I don't want is a by the numbers. I could have read the Wikipedia article type of biopic. And I'm intrigued to see how is this going to be like, not to say Rashomon again, but like, is this going to be like that type of thing where the same events happen in all of these movies, but it's from their subjective opinions, like in their perspectives? Or is it like, is there a specific order in which we watch these movies? Like, are we supposed to start with Ringo and work our way up, or what? Like, I don't.
What if?
Sorry, Ringo.
Hold on. You just like activated something in my brain. So you know how Quincy Jones said like I don't know, whoever said this, the Beatles would to each other. What if that happens in only some of the movies?
Yes. I have an inappropriate joke that I'll make after this podcast. Yeah, Beat the Beatles. I hope that's in that, because that is pretty.
Beat the Beatles. That's what it's all about.
Beat the Beatles.
I choose to believe that you came up with that, and I don't want to hear anything to the contrary.
No, it's not. I wish I.
No, in my heart of hearts, that was your joke, and you will not convince me otherwise.
Thank you. Yeah,
Hard,
good
hard.
job.
I'm sorry. This is the first time you
She beat on my needles till I come together.
beat the Beatles.
He's dead. City, you killed him.
Oh my
Who's even directing these fucking Beatles movies? Have they announced that?
God.
Sam Mendes.
I know Sam Mendes is apparently writing them and in producing them, but I think they want a different director for each one.
Whoa,
Oh my God.
that's weird. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That makes me more excited.
Yeah, that's what I heard. They like want a different director for each one, which is honestly a really interesting idea.
Here's kind of what I hope for these movies, because Sydney, you mentioned that all these movies maybe being like a Rashomon kind of thing, where it's like we see like these events from like all their perspectives. I'm kind of hoping it's that, but they kind of pull a Steve Jobs, the Danny Boyle movie, where it's like it's focused on a very specific event.
I think it needs to be like them playing the rooftop of like Apple, or like them playing the Ed Sullivan Show for the first time. I hope it's not the Ed Sullivan Show, because I think all the juicy stuff happens later, but still.
In fact,
something like that.
I do not want to watch a movie about those bowl cut headed assholes being like, oh, I think I want to start a band. Oh, fuck you, Pete Best. I don't want to watch. Actually, I do want to watch them say fuck you, Pete Best. That'd be kind of funny. But
yeah.
Honestly, make it about 3 events. Make it. Sorry.
No, you go. Yeah.
Okay.
Make
it.
Thought. I'm just waffling.
No, you're fine. Make it like based off 3 events. The Ed Sullivan performance, recording the White Album, and then you end it with the rooftop. And it's all from like their different perspectives. Because there's enough history. There is enough history with all 3 of those damn events that you could theoretically make 4 movies based off of these people and those 3 events. But yeah, no, I don't want another. Oh, it's by the numbers. Look, it was fine when Elvis did it. It was fine when Elvis did it because at the very least, Baz Luhrmann has a style. Sam Mendes does not have a fucking style.
We'll see who directs these movies, because
hold on, I have some bad news. Apparently I got that wrong. Apparently Sam Mendes is directing all 4 of these.
Yeah, Sam Mendes does not have a fucking style.
Sure.
So I don't want it to be by the numbers.
That's way more boring. I thought so different people are going to be writing all 4 of them? That's the thing? Okay, well that's at least something.
That's interesting, and I'm kind of intrigued by that idea.
Beatles movie.
Talking about Yesterday, the greatest movie ever made.
I've still never seen it.
I really liked that movie. I loved Yesterday. My favorite gag in that movie is that if the Beatles were never a band, cigarettes wouldn't exist. Apparently, just fascinating. Actually, no. My favorite joke in that movie. My favorite joke in that movie was when he Googles
Oasis.
He Googles Oasis. Because me personally, if I Googled the Beatles and I discovered they didn't exist anymore, my first instinct would to also be to Google to see if Oasis didn't exist. And if I then saw Oasis didn't exist, I would close my laptop and breathe a sigh of relief, knowing the world is a better place.
It's a better place, but we don't have What's the Story, Morning Glory.
For the record, I love Oasis. I love Oasis, but those 2 people, those brothers.
Liam and Noel.
This joke was funnier when they weren't reunited. Now that they're reunited, my Oasis sucks joke doesn't work as good because they're back. And I have to pretend like I don't want to see them live. I took a cursory glance at those Oasis tickets and went, nope.
Listen, I'll say this. those tickets would be worth the price if they got in a fucking fight on.
Oh my god, that'd be so awesome! Imagine they got into a fucking fist fight.
Look, if I spent $500 on an Oasis ticket and I'm in the far back row, and then just like for some reason like Noel pissed Liam off like so greatly that he decides to take his fucking guitar to the back of his head, like $500 well fucking spent.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Does anyone has anything more to the Beatles? Beat the Beatles, beat the Beatles, the modern prehistoric.
Nice.
I don't think I got any more.
I don't have much else to say.
Yeah,
as long as Joseph Quinn can pull off the dance moves from the "I Got My Mind Set on You" video, then I think we'll be fine.
I think
I hope we get to that point.
the funniest thing that could happen is that Barry Keoghan gets nominated for an Oscar for playing Ringo in anything other than the Ringo movie.
Here's what'd be really funny. Like all of the goddamn like the John, the Paul, and the George movies, they're all connected, and then the Ringo movie is literally him coming up with the song Octopus Garden.
No. The Ringo movie
divorced of the rest of the movies.
The Ringo movie, it's after the Beatles broke up. It's just him making that weird disco album he made. It's just about him making that weird disco album.
I wanna tango all night.
Ringo did a disco album. Look this up. It's fucking hilarious. So, Ringo, with his, let's be honest, weak voice, said, "Yeah, I could do disco." And it went up somehow worse than you'd think. It went worse than you think. However bad you think it is, it's worse.
Yeah.
I love Ringo.
Love you, Ringo.
Also, the Ringo
country album recently.
The Ringo movie should be called "With Some Help from My Friends." Okay.
Good question about the names.
I think I heard that it's just gonna be called John, Paul, George, Ringo. Which
That's lame.
Fun, but at the same time, a movie that's just called George is gonna make $7 in a ham sandwich at the box office. I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay. I think this is the longest episode of Jump Cuts ever. So I'm going to wrap us up here. If you watched live, thank you for watching. If you're listening to this on any of the audio platforms we're on, thank you so much for listening. We really appreciated it. How about you mosey on down over to our Patreon? The $5 tier gets you access to commentary tracks. We just released one for the 2003 Daredevil movie. We just recorded one for Godzilla. And God willing, I really want to do a Cat in the Hat one. So I'm just putting that out there in the universe. I want to do a Cat in the Hat one.
Do it.
Let's do it now. Fuck it. We'll do it live. No.
Yeah, let's do it now and live.
Yeah, no.
Fuck yeah.
And the $10 tier gets you access to a shout out to the end of episodes. So my mom, Tanya Kraft, you support us so much financially. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mummy. Oh, Ringo, it's me, Paul. Ringo, it's me, Paul.
I'll just leave Ringo alone, Paul.
How about you head on over to bombsquadproductions.shop. Buy some merch. We have a t-shirt. We have a hat. We have several hats. We have a second t-shirt. We have a hoodie. We have some posters. We have an $8 sticker. Buy the $8 sticker. Do it now.
Buy the $8 sticker.
Steal your parents' credit card information and buy the $8 sticker.
Do it now.
Do it now.
Buy the $8 sticker. Buy it now. You do it now.
This is horrible. And if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. How about you mosey on down to the comment section below? Are you excited for Superman? Are you excited for Avengers Doomsday? Are you excited for the Beatles movies? Are you ready to beat the Beatles? And finally, aren't you so fucking happy they're calling it Now You See Me, Now You Don't? Fucking finally. Tell me how happy you are about that. Comment below and let me know. While you're down there, hit the like button so you know how much you like us. Hit the subscribe button so we know how much you love us. Hit the bell icon to know exactly when we upload new videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
Just slid my ticket across the table and I said, sorry guys, I gotta see about a girl.